What song or artist do you like but rarely admit to liking? I would have to say Duran Duran or Culture Club. Two guilty pleasures from the 80s, but I still like them. Great songs and some artistry there. So I would say one of those. What annoys you most about the groups you're a part of? And they say this could be your country, a political party, a school, fan of a sports team, religion, club. Uh, I would say I think unexamined assumptions, uh, biases that we bring that we don't always know are there, and that contribute to a self-righteousness. I think in a lot of those categories, I find that frustrating. What small gesture from a stranger made a big impact on you? I can't think of anything specific except that when strangers smile, they just look joyful. There's a radiance and a happiness that they bring to the world. I'm always amazed that people are willing to walk around smiling. I think it's a lot easier to walk around looking stern or determined or like you don't have time for anybody else. So when people are willing to smile, I think that's impressive. What do you not what do you regret not doing or starting when you were younger? Very simple, investing. I think I started in my early 30s, but I wish I had started a decade sooner. If you had to change your name, what would you change it to? I would say a name like Nicholas. I think a nice classic name like that. I always love names like that. When people look at you, what do you think they see and think? I think I tend to be pretty low key, calm, laid back. I think people see that when they look at me. What can you not get right no matter how many times you try? You know, something that is so often encouraged for people of faith who want to grow spiritually is journaling. And I know a lot of good people who journal. I just cannot seem to do it. And it's funny because I love to write. Writing really helps me think, it really helps me reflect. But it's something I have tried so many times and I just can't seem to stick with it. What question can you ask to find out the most about a person? I think their goals. I think what people would like to do with their lives. That one thing or those three things, their top goals. I think that really can tell us a lot about another person, what they value, what they long for, what's important to them. As you get older, what are you becoming more and more afraid of? It's probably true for a lot of people as we age, but I think when you live alone, the um, uh, the specter of illness, especially going to the hospital. Um, I have a little dog here, and I worry that if I had to go to the hospital, who would take care of him, and who would take care of me? I think when you live by yourself, things like that, you realize how vulnerable you are. Let's see. In what situation or place would you feel the most out of place? I think anytime I walk into a room full of people and I don't know anybody, or I only know one or two people and they're occupied, that's a very hard situation for me. Some people love that. As an introvert, it's not my scene. There are two types of people in this world. What are the two types? I think that's a funny question. Something I learned early on as a priest working with couples getting married, how often opposites attract, and opposites in many ways. The spender and the saver, the organized person and the person who is more go with the flow, the night owl and the morning person. It's amazing how often those opposites really do attract each other. So I think there are lots of polarities, we could say. Uh, I think, extrovert, introvert, all that. I think morning person and night owl, you're one or the other usually. It's rare. I envy the people who are both, but I am definitely a night owl. I think that's the last question, so we'll move on to a new set in the next video.